Messieurs, dames, bonsoir pour nous tous. Nous sommes bien contents avec vous après-midi pour nous capables de présenter une nouvelle édition connectée sous Island TV. Le monde actuellement est en état d'ébullition. Bruit de guerre, changement climatique, crise politique, crise économique, pauvreté, misère, insécurité, pour ne citer que cela. Invitez-nous à Soya, c'est Congresswoman Sheila, McCormick. Et c'est avec lui que nous allons faire quelques considérations sur ce qui a passé ici aux États-Unis et spécifiquement bruit intervention d'une force multinationale qui est capable de débarquer dans le jour qui venir là en Haïti pour soi-disant résoudre le problème d'insécurité pour mettre la paix dans le pays d'Haïti. Congresswoman, merci un peu parce que vous avez accepté l'invitation nous dans Konekte à Soya.
Merci un peu pour Nazon. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, Sylvia.
Nous proposons de tourner. Bonsoir une autre fois encore pour nous toutes, pour le premier segment. Déjà, nous te disons a priori, invitez-nous c'est Congresswoman Sheila McCormick. C'est avec lui nous allons parler. Congresswoman encore, merci un pile parce qu'on accepte l'invitation, mais nous connaissons que l'émission ça c'est consalié, même si nous allons parler de sujets bien précis, mais actualité du jour, il faut que nous adressions. Vous connaissez que depuis hier, ça fait troisième indictment of l'ancien président Donald Trump. What do you take of it?
Ça nous c'est il n'y a pas un même président qui est above the law, which is very important for us to identify, especially when it comes to our democratic principles. Moi, ça n'a pas plus monde ça come out about what happened, especially with Donald Trump, and I think that his running for presidency is actually going to be hampered by this. I don't believe that he will be the nominee. I think the charges right now, especially against him, to interfere with the investigation and also democracy are things that American people will not forget, especially so close to the election. So I think this is going to have a huge impact. But there's something else that Mkweo Pilun pa pensé de. Ça t'est passé January 6, il toujours affecté nous, connaît. Avant de venir là même pour the show, nous avons call that you have a potential threat in the House and in the Senate.
Wow.
Nous avons plus passé 10 personnes à l'office là connaît. Yo fameux office là, yo les moins puis yo dit nous avons un problème avec tout le monde connaît nous père parce que nous songe ça t'est passé January 6. Avec demain, nous avons gagné the indictment of Donald Trump. So ça Donald Trump te fait en January 6, c'est un bagage nous toujours besoin vivre avec. C'est un bagage pas seulement moi who's in Congress, but tout le monde qui travaille avec moi, nous toujours gagnons un sens comme si un bagage arrivé encore avec nous toujours gagnons un sens comme si nous père. So ça c'est une réalité nous pas jamais vivre avec. So ça qui est passé en January 6 c'est un mauvais bagage, ça tout le monde la communauté, tout le monde les États-Unis pas jamais vivre ça passé.
Est-ce que le Congrès a lui-même comment le Congrès a pas le travail avec DOJ pour reconnaître parce que Mike Pence fait déclarer tout à l'heure, il dit que n'importe citoyen qui est tête li à ouvert de constitution, il pas au monde qui est éligible pour venir président.
C'est vrai, nous tous senti ça. Nous senti parce que si vous avez un monde ça pas peur pour mettre vie l'autre monde la danger pour tête yo. Comment au président? Président c'est un monde ça protéger pays, ça protéger tout le monde, il protéger tout le monde avant tête yo. Vous comprenez? Avec ça qu'on nous vient aux États-Unis, c'est these principles we hold on to. So, après, pile moun konya commencé à parler d'elle who are going to stand against him. But nous pas oublier, you get moun in Congress, ça t'est là January 6. You get l'autre moun in Congress, ou pas ouais non y pas commencé à come out. You tap travailler avec lui. Avec moun ça y a pas un gros problème tout.
Et là on regarde Donald Trump par exemple. Ou regarder presque 3 indictments. C'est comme si the system is the system in crisis or the people are above of the law. Because si c'est un président et un black president or anyone else, est-ce que vous pensez loi ou justice là? I don't know, but ouais justice là comme si il crée boulevard pour Donald Trump.
Nous pas de jamais gagner un président like Donald Trump. Donald Trump c'est un monde ça quoi il a fait n'importe bagaille il fait. So si nous regardons the system là travail gens il besoin de travail. Si le système n'a pas de travail, il pas de gagner not one indictment, right? But quand il y a gagné 3 indictments, the judges are moving forward. Il n'y a pas un monde qui perd Donald Trump, vous comprenez? So I think that shows you that the system's working, and I believe that at the end of this, that he's going to have prison time. Nous connaissons ça.
You think so?
I believe so.
Or you know so?
I believe so. I believe so because your pop kite sa. I think Donald Trump thought they're going to let it go. You know, it just happened. No one's letting this go. Il n'y a pas de monde qui pas oublier ça a été fait. Avec ça, nous vivons avec ça chaque jour. Comment maman était où ça passé, quand il a regardé news là, avec il dit oh il a gagné un bagage ça passé dans le Sénat. Maman me relève puis il dit comment tout le monde est. Tout le monde senti your père, you know, tout le monde a vécu avec ça. So il n'y a pas de monde ça oublier.
Je dis là, you know, the polls show that Donald Trump is still devant l'autre candidat. Et même presse conservative, there is an echo, comme si presse là, conservative là, you feed Donald Trump base. You know, the base is very loyal to him. Et dans situation ça, no worries for the Democrats for the election in 2024.
I don't believe that. I can't speak for all Democrats, but for me, I'm not aware of real threat. The reason why Donald Trump devant tout le monde, c'est parce que vous avez un pile monde la élection. Si vous avez juste 2 monde la élection, je crois que vous avez l'autre bagaille. Mais quand vous avez 5, 6, 7 monde la élection, et Donald Trump a toujours kembe, he has 30%. Il a toujours kembe 30%. So si vous avez 2 monde, Donald Trump a point 30%, l'autre monde la a point 60%. Right, c'est pas vrai? Mais quand vous avez 10 monde, Donald Trump toujours pas gagné 30%.
But no worries for Joe Biden?
No, Joe Biden. For me, I don't believe so because Joe Biden to bat Donald Trump déjà avant he had indictments.
Okay.
Avant tout le monde connaît tout ça il a fait. So quand il y a où tout pays connaît ça te passé, pas quoi he has a chance to be honest with you. The person who I do believe is toxic, who
Is
can be.
One DeSantis?
I think DeSantis, the way he was projecting himself, he looked like he could be a threat. But what I'm happy about, quand tout le monde aux États-Unis a commencé à camper en face lui, quand il dit qu'il n'a pas changé, genre, mon noir was depicted in history.
That's terrible.
Avec Livio, ça m'a prouvé qu'on y a, his numbers are slipping. Chaque coup, il bat communauté noire. C'est chaque coup il point in the polls. So, je ne sais pas si ouais qu'on y a États-Unis pas camper pour ça encore. So, je suis très content le pays nous a gourmet, nous a commencé à parler. Avec moi toujours dit même pour Haïtiens, nous devons comprendre comment ça impacte us tout. Parce que si on dit slavery c'est au bagage, ça au bel bagage, ça te aider monde. Les gens ne peuvent pas jamais comprendre, je nous te gourmet. Ils ne peuvent pas jamais comprendre pour que ça Haïtien avec Haïti c'est un monde spécial.
That is insult.
Puis quoi insult qu'a dit, but à nous comprendre, ça Haïtien avec Haïti t'est fait pour nous gagner liberation avant tout le monde. Ça, that was a miracle. Vous connaissez? Pour nous te faire ça en face tout ça y a fait nous. So si vous commencez à dire oh slavery pas mal, c'est pas un gros bagage, il était bon pour nous. Moi pas jamais connaître pour qui ça Haïtien tellement spécial avec pour qui ça Haïtien que États-Unis ça nous gagne sur nous, ça fait nous gourmet, ça fait nous brave. So we have to make sure we keep our history, even in American history also.
Là parler de État pas rien pour avec immigration gagne pour avec gouvernement fédéral. Mais on connaît tout loi que des sentistes passé dans chambre députés dans État dans Sénat tout loi ça signé 1er juillet qui s'est passé là qui parlait de des monde qui sorti dans des zones frontalières par rapport à Floride. Donc la police doit checker. Est-ce que dans ce sens ça ou même comme un monde qui a droit sous question immigration, est-ce que loi ça nous va le voir dans la Cour suprême, nous voyons ça jeter qui genre?
So sous garde gens été fait on commencé à parler là l'église pour parler avec tout le monde l'église pour yo comprendre Jean loi ça travail. Loi ça veut dire sous aider au monde rentrer Florida avec pas gain papier, you could face criminal charges, right? Which is a felony. So nous devons comprendre c'est sous que on monde pas gain papier pour rentrer Florida. Ça, il prend a law, like, so he's the governor of Florida, he has certain laws that he can do in the state of Florida, especially coming into Florida. So his law goes into there, the entry point. But we're still looking at ways to prevent him. Parce que pile ça l'a fait is totally against our rights as human beings, even in Florida. Il connaît ça. Il fait bagay ça parce qu'il connaît la pile temps pour nous venir d'oli, pour nous undo ça il fait. So, monsieur, ça c'est un monde très dangerous parce que la fait.
Dangerous than Donald Trump, according to you?
Yes, he's more dangerous than Donald Trump because, you know, Donald Trump c'est un monde ça pas gain.
He talks a lot.
Il pas gain éducation, so il pas connaît comment puis faire bagay. DeSantis gain éducation, il connaît comment puis faire bagay. À nous garder loi ça il sort fait pour social studies, right? Il dit première fois il était demandé pour que ça vous dit monde noir to benefit from slavery. Il dit, oh, c'est pas moi, non? C'est board là. I'll garder board là. Il prend un board, il met un paquet de noir sur board là. Moun yo pas jamais parler avec lui, il pas jamais venir ensemble. Yo gen deux moun sur board là, ça met papier dehors avec dit c'est board là. Il dit, c'est pas moi, non? C'est moun noir yo, nous gen sur board là. Menti. Si c'est Donald Trump t'a dit, on fait le. Vous comprenez? So, un monde qui a connaissance ça, c'est un monde très dangereux. So, nous devons camper en face plus. Et chaque fois nous avons une opportunité de camper en face. Nous sommes là hier avec Vice President là in Orlando. Avant ça, nous sommes venus à Jacksonville pour nous camper en face. Mais chaque fois nous avons une opportunité, nous devons gommer pour our history, avec nous devons gommer for our legacy. We came from Boston. On Saturday, we were in Boston with the Vice President. And we had some Haitian electeds there also. So chaque fois nous gagnons pour nous gommer, nous camper pour nous gommer pour la communauté.
But he looks like he acts like a king in the state of Florida. Il vient avec conseil des lois, il n'a campagne électorale, il vient avec conseil des lois qui en fait parce qu'il n'a campagne électorale. Et Ron DeSantis, vote haïtien et son vote qui pas tellement bien organisé. Are you démocrates? Comment nous voyons que parce que vote ça yo il y a toujours point for granted, gain de fois tout gain élection et républicain toujours sous question de LGBTQ, il y a toujours servi avec pasteur pour voter pour républicain. Donald Trump a fait ça en pile, elle était candidat. Qui genre nous-mêmes, dans le Parti démocrate là, nous voyons que vote communautaire ou même comme leader dans la communauté haïtienne et qui genre nous voyons vote haïtien dans l'élection qui va venir.
Vote haïtien, c'est un vote très important pour tous les États-Unis. Tout le monde connaît ça, le président connaît ça, le vice-président connaît ça. Everybody knows that the Haitian vote is very powerful. If the Haitian vote wasn't powerful, if the Haitian vote wasn't powerful in Miami, nous pas bien tout Haïtien qui est élu. Ça nous gagne un problème avec is that the Haitian voice needs to be tended to early. Il y a toujours tant de gens qui viennent parler avec Haïtien.
Can you change that dynamic?
We have been changing the dynamic. Even if you see all the steps we've been taking, even when it comes to dealing with Haiti, when it comes to even us having the immigration policy. That immigration policy where we have 300,000 people coming in, when they first did it, so it's 30,000 every month. When they first were doing it, they were looking at only Venezuela. They were only looking at certain places. They weren't even looking at Haiti. And so when we said, you can't do this for the other countries without us, the administration said, of course we're going to put Haiti inside of it. But it was only 4 countries and Haiti was included in it. So nous pouvons songer, tout ça n'a pas fait pour Haïti, avec Haïtien, avec gardé ça, il fait pour l'autre monde. Dis-moi l'autre monde, il fait bagay pour, Jean, il fait pour Haïtien. ou pas pour moun noir yo fait pour. Yo pas fait pour ou gagnant. Est-ce que yo fait ça yo fait pour haïtien pour africain?
No. Okay. Now let's go to the climate change situation. Vous connaissez que les États-Unis ont signé un accord de Paris avec John Kerry à l'époque. Mais Donald Trump venu lui retirer les États-Unis dans l'accord de Paris parce que ouais du fait pour le Canada, du fait pour en Grèce et du fait Amazon, du fait pour la forêt. But I don't feel like nous-mêmes démocrates nous fait we do much about changing the dynamic, the situation that's killing people.
We have done extreme measures.
Like
John
what?
Kerry,
Like what?
So John Kerry, we actually, in our Foreign Affairs Committee, I just had a meeting with John Kerry, and we had our committee, you can see our committee on TV, where we talked about all the initiatives we have been doing. So with Secretary Kerry, we re-entered ourselves into the climate treaties. Not only did we re-enter ourselves, but if you look at the congressional budget, the budget that we just approved, we not only approved the most amount of money they've ever seen for climate change, but we also made sure that we had money appropriated for Haiti when it comes to climate change. In that hearing, I was the one who was speaking up and saying, what monde pour comme ça? Est-ce que comme ça monde pour climate change? What about aider Haiti? Soon as ça passe Haiti right now with climate change, we just had flooding, we just had mudslides, and pour nous cap mettre cob d'ailleurs pour tout le monde, nous besoin mettre cob for Haiti. So the Democrats have been leading the efforts on climate change. So much so, if you watch the hearing, they were trying to prove there's no such thing as climate change. The Republicans were proving that.
I know.
They said there's no such thing as climate change. So it's been us as Democrats who've been pushing climate change, and it's been even me making sure that we're doing climate initiatives, not just for Europe, not just for the entire world, but what about the money we're going to do to help Haiti and the Caribbean? And what about South Florida, which is another issue that we've been looking at? We've been seeing the highest amount of water and rain. In my district alone, we had the highest amount of rain that we haven't seen in 1,000 years. 1,000 years. And the Republicans did not want to give us money for the homes and the people in my district. My district, plein haïtien. You need to get on pile haïtien qui était Fort Lauderdale, ça été vidé avec plein avec de l'eau. Avec the Republicans pas te by Kobla. Nous gourmet pour moun yo ka gen Kobla. And we did workshops in their neighborhoods so they can actually get the funding. So the charge with climate change, it's been the Democrats who lead climate change. To make sure that everyone benefits, it's been the Democrats.
Est-ce que nous avons quelques lois spécifiques nous votons ou bien quelques policiers, par exemple, dans la semaine qui passée, nous avons fait 28 jours et température à 110, 109 degrés. Ici, dans la Floride, nous avons travail dans le soleil chaud. Qui ça nous prévoit pour ça?
So before, we knew that we were having climate issues, right? And so because we knew we were having climate issues, we worked with the administration. I want to say maybe 4 months ago, I came down with the vice president, and I was also with Frederica Wilson, and we actually announced how much money we were putting into South Florida specifically that dealt with climate change, making sure we had climate resiliency, and that we were even putting in place and preparing for the rising water and the heat. In addition to that, we have legislation that we're pushing through right now, because what we're seeing is that the workers are being forced to work la chaleur. You pa ba yo, yo gen moun sa pa ba yo d'lo, you pa ba yo temps yo ka point glace, you pa ba yo temps yo ka même chita la air conditioning. So konya da mette kob pour nous ka aider moun yo, but n'a chercher loi pour ensure that every employer is doing that for them. But we have been leading the charge. I could tell you what the Republicans are leading. The Republicans are leading saying there's no climate change. The Republicans are saying that Haitian people are bringing fentanyl and they shouldn't be allowed into the country. There was an article that was published by somebody, a colleague who actually lives in Florida, and he said that Haitian people were dipping babies in gasoline. He was saying that they don't want Haitian people in the country so we can mess up the United States like we messed up Haiti. That is what Republicans are saying.
This is pure discrimination. Now, what about the housing situation? On connaît que comme un législateur dans l'État Floride là, on connaît ces plus gros problèmes l'État Floride là, particulièrement dans la zone, dans le district autour, dans Broward, dans Dade. Question housing, dans son gros problème. Affordable housing, moun yon nan problème. Surtout après Covid là. Est-ce que qui sont faits dans la question ça pour l'État Floride là? Est-ce qu'on vote en loi ou bien est-ce que
That's one of the biggest things that we've been covering, housing. Housing, so with our 15 community projects, we've put out $3.5 million to help with housing stipends. and that's with Catholic Charities, especially for everyone in the district, and we've had several town halls. Souterele office mo direct you to get the housing stipends. Additionally, we gave close to, I can't remember that, but it could have been close to maybe $2 million to Tamarack, because Tamarack is in the district, so we can help people have down payments. And we also had other programs to help them in Palm Beach County. We had affordable housing units that have been being built. So in our district, in Broward and Palm Beach, especially in my district, we have nous pas sel gen programme yo, but nous fait town hall pour nous ka monter moun yo comment yo ka gagner these town halls, so how they can achieve them. So we've been aggressive when it comes to that. We've even been aggressive when it comes to the housing insurance. With housing insurance, we've written so many letters to the governor because the policy he has in place that allows the insurance companies to drop Floridians so you don't have housing insurance. We have been looking at legislation to pass federally to make sure that people will have insurance and they can't collect your money, because konya sa yo fe you pay cop insurance pour kaila and then uleve di oh we're not covering you.
No, and the governor in l'État Floride là,
yes,
he dépensé billions of dollars for the insurance companies, and the poor people they can't even afford to buy insurance policies.
The governor point cob la main insurance company yo pour élection là avec quitter tout le monde là, quitter nous tout in Florida pour nous faire pour ourselves. So the governor has taken the money for his campaign, and his policies has allowed them to drop people from the policies. But on the federal side, c'est nous sab gourmet pour tout Florida. You know, you get people ça toujours me dit Sheila m'pa là, me dit parce que nous toujours gourmet pour tout le Florida in DC. Ça nous a passé Florida, nous pas jamais ça before. We've never seen chalet ça nous konya. Nous pas jamais moun, y pas même quitter moun point au break, puis ka point de l'eau, y pas ba moun de l'eau, y fait moun acheter de l'eau. Si m'a travailler au travail, m'pas même gain cop pour ka payer kai moi. Comment konya m'a pas acheter de l'eau pour ka de. It doesn't make sense. We have to accommodate it. So chaque jour n'a gourmet pour Florida, chaque jour n'a gourmet pour tout le monde ça nous travaille pour. But it has to be very clear that la tout gourmet n'a fait, qui moun n'a gourmet? N'a gourmet the Republicans. So that's who we're face to face chaque jour n'a gourmet pour is the Republicans who we fight against. And their agenda is not us.
But some back comprendre, Congresswoman, c'est que there is a big, a crisis in this country, what we call the partisanship. Par exemple, conseil des lois républicains yo dit yo pas d'accord. Mais il y a des gens qui républicains qui souffrent de yo. Il y a des gens démocrates qui souffrent de yo. So je pas comprendre par exemple dans le cas de Donald Trump là, everybody knows. Tout le monde voit que the guy what he did. But les républicains jusqu'à présent stand behind him. So democracy en danger, oui, Congresswoman.
No, I don't think the democracy is in danger. I think the democracy right now is evolving. You know, every generation has to fight for democracy. Every generation has obligation pour yoka gourmet, pour yoka di nous pas quitter ça passer. Laisse c'est là pour generation pas nous camper, dit nous pas quitter faire ça. Avec ou commencer après moun camper dit ou pas ka faire ça. Donald Trump c'est un monde tout ouais moun yo ça pour lui. Moun yo raciste. You make America great again, supremacist, but who got it? The majority of the people, you're pas avec Donald Trump. Majority of the people, qu'on pas même avec DeSantis, because chaque jour n'a campé pour nous dire, this is not where we're going. Nous pas jamais aller back. Nous pas jamais camper pour nous aller back. If you look at the Congressional Black Caucus, qu'on nous gagne 58 members, 58 members moun noir in Congress. Nous pas jamais gagner more ça yo. First time. Who got it in 58? Most of them c'est filles noires who are younger. Nous pas jamais gagner fille comme ça. So our country's changing, but it's changing for the better. Même gens, I'll give you another example. Comme Pierre a écrit this op-ed avec il t'a parlé mal des Haïtiens. Il pas te gagner un autre monde ça lever avec dit ça a été dit c'est vrai. Vous connaissez ça? Il te gagner un temps. Quand si on monte lever puis on écrit ça, il t'a gagner l'autre monde ça t'a dit oh c'est vrai Haïtien comme ça. Est-ce que tu entends au monde dit one word puis on dit monsieur ça dit vérité?
No, nobody.
Nobody. Parce que Haïtiens travaillent trop dur pour nous dire ou pas parler de nous comme ça. Nous travaillons trop dur pour nous dire pour camper devant nous puis on dit ça. Not one person, not one racist camper puis on dit nous avec monsieur. And that's our strength. And nous devons comprendre ça.
We are going to take our second break and le nous retourner. nous pourrons rentrer dans une loi que vous-même avez introduite dans la Chambre des députés, une loi ça qui sanctionnait en pile nèg qui gagne l'argent en Haïti. Nous allons regarder les questions sanctions sérieuses, nous allons regarder tout et paroles qui parlé une force multinationale qui est en route pour aller en Haïti là, et c'est Kenya qui est capable de prendre en tête force multinationale ça. Pas oublier, nous parlé avec Congresswoman Sheila, cher Phyllis McCormick, nous proposons de tourner.
I'm Cindy. I'm studying to become an English teacher, and I love Island TV. Why? Because we are the Caribbean. We are Island TV. We need to reveal our fundamental contributions in America. We need Island TV to reveal our different beautiful Caribbean cultures for the world to respect and understand us better. Grow your business while supporting the only Caribbean television station in Florida. Advertise with Island TV.
Nous retournons pour le deuxième manche. On a parlé avec Congresswoman Sheila Phyllis McCormick sur la situation qui a traversé ici aux États-Unis. Nous avons un bon parti tout à l'heure dans la première manche. Mais quand on est là, nous allons parler des lois qui ont été introduites dans la Chambre des députés. Loi qui visent directement Haïti. Et c'est dans le cadre toujours insécurité qui est dans le pays. Il y a des gens qui ont alimenté les questions kidnapping. Et qui est-ce qui a conçu la loi? Ça, c'est vous-même ou bien?
Non, la fois nous avons commencé avec les depuis le Congress comme tu as rentré. Le problème là, c'est nous avons commencé à voir. Il y a des gens qui ont parlé de qui moun a voyé gang yo cob. Nous faisons private briefings within Congress, but nous avons besoin d'un mécanisme pour nous ouvrir porte là pour tout le monde connaître qui moun a fait ça. And that's where the law came into being. So what the law does, the Haitian Collusion Act, what it allows us to do is to now have public knowledge of qui est voye club bayo, qui est participate, politicians, anybody, business people, sa voye club pour aider the instability and insecurity. The reason
people from here or Haiti directly?
People in Haiti and here. So nous te commencé à voir, même moun yo sa Haïti a fait des autres là, yo gen visa pour yo rete là. Ti moun yo là, mari yo là, yo gen kay là. So quand nous te commencé à voir ça, nous te besoin a vehicle so we can have sanctions. So where Canada has had more sanctions than the United States. And that's because they have a vehicle where they can make it easier. So loi sa ap kite nou we tout noyo and pour nous ka mette sanctions sur yo.
Qui sanction?
Well, the biggest sanctions we've been doing have been financial. So
nous saisi asset yo, bien yo, kob yo gen en bank, non?
Yes. Yes, nous saisi tout bagay yo gen, and plus quand nous fait sanctions États-Unis, the UN follows, and once the UN follows, what that means is konya in Europe, so gen kob in France. If you have money in any European nation, you have to freeze it there. We do that in the Americas also. You'll see that Canada has been freezing it, the accounts. And même si vous avez un business avec l'autre monde, avec non là-dedans, nous freeze all of it.
Et quand you gain ici?
Yeah, nous freeze tout. And never bagay, once you have a sanction on you, everything's frozen. You can't move and you can't even fly. So it's not just financial, but even flying.
Can you give me some names? No?
Of who we've sanctioned? We've made the list public. I can't remember all of them, but we've sanctioned quite a few. I think we could have been even over 10.
Laurent Lamotte, for example?
The list is available.
Matéli, par exemple, the ex-president?
The list is available.
So finally, so loi voté, qu'on est là nous trouver moun yo, et so qui follow up n'a fait dans sanction ça si ça yo pas marché parce que en réalité loi ça a voté c'est vrai, mais jusqu'à présent kidnapping n'a pire. Ça veut dire que monsieur yo joine ammunition, yo gen zam nan men toujours et zam yo made in US and you're sorti aux États-Unis.
So what Sao Palace there is true. There's three issues that we have in place, right? Premier problem that we can directly affect, which is stopping the money getting into Haiti, right? That's the first issue. The second issue that you're talking about are the guns, Zamyo. Zamyo absorti Miami, yopante Haiti. Not travail with the Coast Guard to make sure that we can seize those guns or to stop that. Not mem palavicchio and figuring out with the administration what's the best policy to stop the guns.
But why now, Congresswoman? Why now? It's kind of, I might say, it's almost too late.
No, absolutely not. Because the process, so with the process, right? Because our process doesn't happen like overnight. This is a process we had in place. Let's talk about the intervention. We knew the United States has been asking for an intervention since October of 2022. I went to the UN in December, and we were ready to go forward with an intervention in Haiti in December. The intervention that we were looking for was in January. That intervention was supposed to be contingent upon a transition government that Ariel Henry said that he would have in place in December. And we were looking for someone to lead the intervention. The US is going to be involved maybe logistically, but there has to be someone who's going to be on the ground, who's accountable, who the international community trusts. Canada first was going to do it. Canada pulled out. Then we had talks of Rwanda, who was going to come in. Rwanda pulled out.
Rwanda.
We've had several countries who volunteered or who were going to come forward who have pulled out. And on top of that, the UN Security Council had to have the votes. Initially, Russia and China were not voting. The UN Security Council has to vote to make sure that we have that. This is the first time that we're getting even close, where it looks like we're going to have the votes to have an intervention. So the rules and the process have to be in place. But remember too, nous pas oublier, quand on parle de intervention, nous pas songer comme tu dis in December of last year, on te dit nous besoin intervention. Yo te gen pile moun sa camper en face moi, yo dit oh non, yo pas fait intervention, pas fait intervention, yo dit yo pas fait occupation. I was very clear and I said this is not an occupation, this is an intervention. Après ça, the international community said the Haitian diaspora doesn't want an intervention. And I was very clear. I said, Mounio sa pas fait an intervention. Pas comprendre gens haïtiens ap souffrir konya, avec yo pas comprendre gens haïtiens pas souffrir.
But do you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Why? It's because 1915, 1994, 2004.
Yes.
Meaning we have at least 3 interventions.
No, those were occupations. The intervention and occupation are very distinct. An occupation is when you're actually in the country and you're occupying. We have very clear laws. Our laws for intervention, we spelled out even what the intervention was. It was very clear that this was a mission that was supposed to be in and out, nobody's staying, nobody's occupying, and the places, we even cut out the pathways, right? Right now, the humanitarian pathways are blocked. So even if we wanted to bring in humanitarian goods, see, UNICEF, all those organizations, when they try to bring in stuff to Haiti, the gangs kidnap them, the gangs take over. So we need to clear, the airport is not even safe.
But Congresswoman, anytime there will be an intervention force, meaning they will go to block the system, I mean to let the system stay in place, no any change will be made. Let me tell you, why don't the U.S., for example, the U.S. keeps supporting Ariel Henry? We invite him to certain, I don't know, meeting and here the weapons say clearly made in the U.S. So there is a big contradiction right here.
Well, I think we have to go back and be clear, right? Because when we talked about intervention, the rules of the intervention, what the intervention looked like was outlined. It was very clear. The intervention was never supposed to be to prop up Ariel Henry.
That's why they say,
no.
because in 2004, when Minister went to Haiti, like it's supposed to be an intervention force, and then they make the situation worse.
So so that's what we have to outline what is going on at the time, right? This intervention, this is when we had a clear conversation of what was going to be included in it, right? We understood that the need for intervention was because famine was on the horizon. We knew that Haiti was about to fall into a famine, which was going to be the first country in the Western Hemisphere to have a famine. We also knew that the gangs were growing stronger and stronger. We also knew about the atrocities against women and babies and who they were killing. We also knew that there were issues where now, in December, we had 2 million kids who were out of school. Out of the 2 million kids, 60% of them were going into gangs in December. 60%. We were about to lose an entire generation to gangs. We were able to negotiate and stop. So the schools opened up after that. Those 60% of kids went back to school and left the gangs. Those are a huge win that we negotiated. The second thing is, when we talked about the intervention, we talked about the roads that had to happen. We talked about all that. And there's people who stood up against us. Now that we're 8 months later, 8 months later, 8 months where people have been suffering, 8 months when we've still been fighting to get someone to lead.
Because the people, they learn from the lesson. They learn what's happened in the past. And then why, pour qui ça, for example, nous pas pour une décision, nous dit OK, bon supporter un leader en Haïti un leader qui est national, un leader qui vient avec un projet pour qui résoudre le problème de sécurité, parce que contradiction gagne la Congresswoman, c'est parce que des gars fin fait déjà. Ça veut dire que côté amis sorti même mon côté amis sorti qui crée problème là, c'est lui encore nous qui pour venir aider nous pour des solutions. That's the problem.
No, but that's not true. The problem is that there's two problems. You have security, which are the gangs. The gangs are strengthened where they have taken over the government. Remember, when we made the call in December for intervention, that's because we knew in January there were going to be not one elected official in Haiti. 8 months later, there's not one elected official in Haiti. Not one.
I know, but why you are supporting Ariel Henry?
There's no support.
Why the Biden administration?
Biden administration and the international community is not supporting Ariel Henry because that's a friend or ally. We cannot.
He was in Los Angeles a few months ago.
Yes, he was in Los Angeles because right now he is the acting prime minister. We cannot. International law is clear. We cannot prop up. We can't prop up a leader. That's like another country coming into the U.S. and saying, hey, we're going to support Donald Trump for president over the president. We can't do that. The international law is very clear on that. Even more, we've been looking for ways, even in the Haitian constitutions, on how we can actually not support Ariel Henry. We searched up and down. We had meetings with the Haitian diaspora. Find me someplace in the Haitian constitution that can deal with this issue where we can support someone else that is not Ariel Henry.
But you give him money, so and don't you?
No, we have never given Ariel Henry money. We have given money that's it's in a basket fund, and that goes to the people. And the money that's allocated to Haiti.
What organization?
The basket fund. So there's an international basket fund, right? It's not even an organization, it's the international basket fund. And that international basket fund holds the money until the requirements are actually made. But no money has gone to Ariel Henry. I sat across Ariel Henry when he asked us for more money. And I said, we already gave you $5 million for security. This was back when we had the Summit of the Americas. And he said, oh, well, nothing happened because I needed more money. And I said, we will not give you any more money.
Did you talk to him directly?
Directly. We sat there in the Summit of the Americas.
Look at him eyes to eye?
Eye to eye. We had a conversation eye to eye. Summit of the Americas. We were there and we had that conversation with Ariel Henry.
He was trembling or?
He's always, when you speak to Ariel, he always agrees to you in your face, but then we're still waiting for action. It never happens. But I want to make it very clear, we have been fighting this situation. When I stood up and I said in December I said we have to have an intervention. How many people said no?
Non, because c'est ça qui passe, c'est que le monde en Haïti, les Haïtiens qui conséquent tout, ils voient que c'est ici que les amis ont sorti, c'est ici qui crée le problème là. Donc on est là, il y a peur, mais surtout expérience que le peuple a gagné dans le passé. États-Unis inventé.
Qui choix nous gagne? Qui choix?
Choix nous gagne. Ça qui gagne. You know, Haïti sont it's like stable. Et bon gros côté, c'est seulement we need the political willingness, pas vrai? Pour nous besoin de volonté politique là. Ça qui en Haïti, ça sont pas dans 3 jours, plap. Parce que listen, you know what's happened? En Haïti, où qu'on ça fait problème gang là va résoudre? Do you know dans police là? Où qu'on est police là qu'on gagne 6 mois, 7 mois, on policier pas touché. So ou qu'on est gang pile policier qui c'est antenne gang yo, c'est qui des gang yo, ou qu'on ça son gros problème.
So I don't pilot up by guy, right? The reason why it was so important for us to have done the intervention early is because Konya, right? Ou ba police code pour police al arrêter moun yo, kote yo pote moun la, ou mette moun la prison, where's the judge? Where's the judge?
The corruption.
There's not one elected official in Haiti right now.
I know.
So Konya, okay, police la ale, ou ba police code blanc, police la point code blanc, y al arrêter moun yo, yo mette yo prison. Where's the judge?
Police are not gang you too.
Ou comprend ça m'a dit?
Yes.
There's no judge.
Yeah.
There's no government. So, nous avons un problème haïtien Haïti, c'est pas un bagage nous ka fix in 2 jours, 3 jours. It's going to take a lot of help, but it's also going to take a lot of help from the diaspora because we actually now have to raise up leaders. Ou connaît in all of this. Chaque jour, nous avons un report of Timoun yop tuye. Chaque jour, ma pouvez figure Timoun yo ça semble comme si yo ka Timoun pas moins that they're raping. My femme, a whole bunch of women who are trying to kill themselves because Gangyo raped all the women. Chaque jour, je regarde ça avec, je crie avec mon yo. Parce que je ne peux pas regarder ça avec mon yo, dire nous pas attendre, nous pas comme ça. Nous pas de choix. Si if we can save one person, même if we save one person, nous faisons ça nous besoin faire. Pour nous pas quitter miser ça à passer. Tout le monde là aux États-Unis, nous chita là air conditioner, a dit oh, what about someone else? We have 8 months. Combien de monde mourir?
But Congresswoman, I guarantee you, n'a fait intervention, but the problem won't resolve. Ça ne va pas résoudre parce que Gangyo, they know the country better than the force. They will go to hide somewhere else, and then nous passons couche peinture, nous peinturer, we paint the situation, but in the days to come. And then, où qu'on est un pays ça que pratiquement États-Unis a mis devant. Pour aller dans la force là, Kenya. Kenya prend indépendance en 1963. Haïti a gagné 159 ans indépendant avant Kenya. Do you understand? Côté nous arrivé journée aujourd'hui et puis en fait son pays africain c'est vrai mais Kenya pour compte pas son pays qui a un problème tout. Donc qui Kenya
may have gotten independence before us, but Kenya.
No, we have the independence.
No, we may have independence.
Kenya in 1963.
Yeah, so we may have independence before Kenya.
Yes.
However, Kenya's government, the way they've turned their country around, the way their economy is flourishing, they've done other missions and have been successful. So Sanap Gade, we have to make sure not measure correctly, right? Munsanu Ede who are coming in, mind you, Kenya Pap Vinili said they're leading it. The U.S. The U.S. is actually considering doing logistics. There's no better logistics team than the United States. There's no one who's better than the U.S. There's no gang member.
So that will be a U.S. intervention then?
Well, it's not a U.S. It's a multinational intervention that's going through the UN, but the U.S. is considering logistics, and there's no better country who does logistics than the United States, right? The gangs, even the gangs now, we've had people kidnapped in my district, and we got them back. How do you think we got them
Where?
back? In Tamarack, we had people kidnapped in our district.
And then what did you do?
They came back.
How?
They came back. The U.S. knew how to get them back. They came back. And so do you think the U.S. doesn't know where the gangs are? Do you think we don't know
Of course they know where they are.
And that's how we got them back. So nous pouvons comprendre. Ça passe à Haïti, c'est un bagage that's several levels, but nous pas qu'à dire, we can't lose hope avant nous entrer. Nous pas qu'à lose hope à faire rien. So Gangyo Papi, the gangs right now are running wild because no one's confronted them.
But don't you think they are Haitian, real Haitian?
Who?
In Haiti, don't you think they are real Haitian? Bon Haïtien qui, si c'est eux-mêmes qui viennent Premier ministre qu'on y a, ou pas penser que yo ka venir avec un projet et puis par exemple Ariel Henry, you know, ou comme ça Ariel Henry fait? Ariel Henry is the prime minister, is the Homeland Security Minister,
yes.
Meaning the security of the country qui en bas le ministère intérieur, c'est sur le Homeland Security ici. So you know why he prend poste ça lui-même as a prime minister, and is also Homeland Security, you know, minister. Why he did that, according to you?
Well,
Ariel
Henry. So I think we need to be clear on what's going on in Haiti. Ariel Henry, there's no support for him. I don't even call him prime minister because there's no support for him. I've written letters to say there's no support for him. So he's trying to hold on to power. But let's be clear. I have meetings with Haitians who come from Haiti to talk about how do we move forward.
The core group?
No, not the core group. There are Haitians in Haiti. There are Haitians in Haiti right now who have to secretly come to the U.S. to talk about.
Can you give us some names? No, I'm just asking.
You know that it wouldn't be safe for them, right?
Okay.
But there's been several people who are talking about how to move Haiti forward economically, how to move Haiti forward politically. And that's what we have to focus on, is how do we help them move forward? And the diaspora has to understand that we have a role in this. The reason we have a role in this is because Haiti cannot get up on its own. No country can. If you look at Israel, Israel is held and is helped with the Jewish community here. Even if you look at South America has a lot of help from the community here.
We have...
So the diaspora has to be involved, and what my job is right now is for us to have meetings on what does that look like for the diaspora. So we're going to have the Congressional Black Caucus convention in September, where we're going to have different people from different areas talk about what does it look like with the U.S., specifically the Haitian diaspora helping Haiti. What does it look like when we have Haitian lawyers involved? What does it look like when we have Haitian teachers? Because we have to teach civility. We have to teach democracy. What does that look like? How do we have partnerships with businesses so they can partner with business leaders in Haiti? How do we raise up a middle class in Haiti? The only way we can raise them up is if we're going to be there to pull them up. And so my role right now is not just security, not just to ensure that we have governance, but we actually can help the people in Haiti. I feel like this position that I sit in today, bon Dieu metem la, not pou m'ka la just pour États-Unis, but nous ka changer Haïti. Depuis m'te ti moun, maman toujours dit, yo ve al Haïti. Yo travail du la, puis yo ka al Haïti. Ma continuer pour m'travail, juste pour m'ka wè sa, puis yo ka al Haïti, avec Haïti sur côté, yo songe.
Vous connaissez tout gain de fois, et puis bon, sous montrer au monde qui j'en pour le péché, au lieu que pour bon monde manger poisson every day.
Exactly.
So there is a political instability in Haiti for the longest.
Yes.
But it's when the U.S. never want somebody really dans intérêt pays pour travail pour pays venir avec projet. They want us to be the backyard of the U.S. and without no project, without no real good, Haitian leader. We are political. We have politicians in Haiti. We don't have leaders in Haiti because the U.S. they don't want anyone in Haiti. The willingness of changing the country, come with a project.
There are two initiatives that we're doing right now that I want to make you cognizant of. The first thing is when we talk about the history of the Haitian-U.S. relationships, this is the first time in history that we've ever had a Haitian involved in that on the congressional level. First time. When we talk about, we're facing the same issue with Africa. Africa, traditionally, the U.S. relationship was one of aid and not trade and respect. But even in Africa, we have been moving the diaspora to make sure that they see that we respect you and that we're involved in working with you. So when I went to Ghana with the vice president, that was one of the major things we did. But also, if you see how we're approaching Haiti now, it's the same way. The approach we have for Haiti now is one of respect, and it's one of how can we mentor Haitians to grow. No one wants to see Haiti as a handout. Haiti has too much respect for it, and not only that, Haiti reflects not just on us, but me. When people see Haitian people and they hear about Haitian people, if Haiti's thriving, that's our heritage. That's how my kids, ti moun mwen absenti, content parce que yo ka di, oh, c'est haïtien miye. So, n'a changer how we deal with Haiti. And the way we've been going about this intervention is proof. Because usually the U.S. will go do what it wants without approval from the UN Security Council.
But do not mentor anyone in Haiti while you have the remote control in here and do not get any respect in terms of culturally, historically. That would be a big problem.
Yeah, but that's not the situation. USAID, the USAID right now has a mentorship program, and I just saw a class of 10. The 10 came to the U.S. secretly, and they were being mentored here all across the country, 10 of them. And that's why I say that we have been taking different steps to raise up a new business class. We've been taking steps to make sure we're raising up intellectuals, but they come all the time. We are investing the funds. If you watch the hearings, you'll see on the hearings that we're saying how much money is being allocated, and we're saying how many people are involved.
So when exactly will be that intervention? Do you have a frame?
We don't have a framework because it's going through the UN Security Council. So because I'm in Congress, we handle federally. I can tell you what we're doing on the federal level, and we have meetings regularly with the UN Security Council, but that's a global body that has to vote on it. But this is the first time in 8 months that we actually have momentum, that we have a trusted neighbor who can move forward. And what we're looking at now is to keep outlining what does the intervention look like? What are the safeguards?
Congresswoman Sheila, thank you for being with me. Merci en pile. Et d'arriver joindre nous après intervention et pour nous apprendre ensemble, tirer les leçons ensemble. Do you think maybe by next year or this year or?
I think we should have a conversation before that so we can outline what are the safeguards. The key is for us to be involved in every step. The Haitian community has to be involved on what's going. So these conversations are excellent.
Thank you very much. Merci un peu tout le monde. Ici c'est Pierre. À la prochaine.